When they take us, they keep us for 72 hours and 72 and 8. You can only be charged in California for being in jail 72 hours. You got to be charged and know what your crime is. They didn't know what they was going to charge us with. They didn't get no gun, no money, no drugs. If you go look at my case, the only thing they had in evidence was my jacket. So at that time, it was a new law that's called the 115 law. Go back and look it up. It was a conspiracy law, the 115 law, and all that. So the police had to attribute a statement to me just to get us bounded over in court. They didn't need to attribute nothing to my crimey because they had him on recording setting up the deal. No way did he snitch. Never have he snitched on this case. No way. They only had a recording of him talking to the police about our crime. About setting up the deal and all that. No way did he snitch again. I'm saying that again. There was no snitching. So the police couldn't find us guilty or nothing. We sitting in jail for 72 hours. I ain't seen nobody. I ain't talked to nobody. Cuz ain't seen nobody. He ain't talked to nobody. Now they come and saying we finna be transferred to the county jail. We don't even know what our charges is yet until they giving us the charge sheet to say we finna me the paperwork saying we finna be moved to the county jail. And if anybody know what California was back then, nigga, you wasn't getting nothing. They'd have kidnapped your ass back in 1981, and you'd have sat in jail for a month if they wanted to. We go to court, they bound us over. And if anybody, see, y'all younger than us, but everybody knows it's two places you wasn't gonna come home from. Pomona Court and Long Beach Court. So they bound us over with a statement from the police. Here go the problem with the statement. We never accepted the statement. From day one, I said that was a lie. From day one, we appealed it. From day one, we fought it in court. Now, one time, then my lawyer put the police on the stand who made the statement and said, "When did you meet Big U?" He never met me. The man said on the stand, "Well, when did you get the statement?" He could never corroborate that because he ain't never seen me before.
Right.
I
Well,
don't
let
even
me ask
remember
you this.
seeing I don't remember seeing him a second holder because this is all in the paperwork.
All right.
Where was the corroborating? If anybody else, was any officers there with you? No. Was there any inmates here? No. And secondly, here go to the topic. He said when he asked me did I want to make a statement, I told him no. So then where you get a statement from?
I
That's
do
all the
have that.
paperwork.
I do have that link
Damn.
where they asked you to. They read you your Mirandas, and you refused to speak with them. We gonna have that up on YouTube at Active Chuck. Give me a couple minutes to do that because I'm also finna play this audio. So
And not
let
only that, the judge himself said, I don't believe this, but I gotta bound it over. Because that's how the courts was back then. And if
what
anybody don't
well,
believe me, go pull it up. It's in 2015.
no, well, in my experience, specifically, preliminary hearsay is permissible to
Exactly.
bound you over into superior court.
And
But
that's
once you
it.
get to superior court, your Sixth Amendment right kicks in, and you got to be able, they got to be able to corroborate that evidence before or statement before it's allowed as evidence.
And that's
Anybody,
the hold on.
anybody got any lawyers? Just have them check on that. Don't believe me. That's
And
from
as
Hey,
the
but
California.
lawyers,
did Big U spar with 600?
Hold on, we'll get to that later. Don't ask no questions. We running something. But so now we get to this, and like I said, I'm gonna post the paper
no,
where
I
you
and look, let me say
yeah,
that. Man, I ain't getting into all that. I ain't gonna get into no internet shit. I'm only gonna talk about me.
right.
I only want to talk about me. If I snitched, if I did some fuck shit, if I ratted, if developed nonsense is rat, that's it. I don't care about all the internet stuff, man. I don't dress none of it. Oh, and then the Nipsey stuff. Well, let me
That
say
part.
this though. I ain't never seen a tape of Nipsey doing no sexual acts ever in my whole entire life. I ain't seen one, ain't had one. I first time talking to China was 2 days ago when China called me hysterical, talking about they recorded her on the phone. I have never seen a tape of Nipsey. Secondly, if he was having sex with a dude and another girl, I done that when I was younger. When I was a kid, nigga, we never been in the room with. So I mean, that's his thing. If it
Right.
ain't no rape, it ain't no what of that nigga. Where is
That's
they
freaky
going with it
shit, not
anyway?
gay shit.
What I mean, I don't understand where they going with that shit. But anyway, I'm gonna say it again. Never, ever, ever, ever have I snitched on a motherfucker. One, two. Never, ever, ever have I seen a tape with Nipsey having sex with nobody. And I wouldn't, if I did, I'm not gonna give no tape to nobody of China. I've been knowing China since she was a baby, nigga. I know her whole family.
Right.
Is that loose cannon, baby? Is that his cousin? Loose
Not
cannon?
at all. But look, let me concede to what other questions y'all got.
Okay.
I mean,
So
grill me though. I want to be grilled. I mean, grill me,
what?
man. Like I tell
Let
my
What?
me
homeboys,
jump
What?
I
in.
can
Let
tell
me
I'm
you.
jump
kind of.
in.
I'm
Let me. I
kind of.
want to jump in. What's
Jump
up?
in.
What's up, you? This Larry, Hollywood Larry. This is Black China's stylist. I'll let you out the studio that one day at the house. You came through. I want
Okay.
to know what your thoughts is on this loose cannon shit, big dog. Remember, I walked you
Bro,
out.
I'm not even going to address no all out lie, man. Come
Okay,
on,
okay, okay.
that's ridiculous, my
Cause he,
dude. I'm not
cause he
even
on
going to
the
address that.
internet popping it.
Hey,
I wouldn't even address. Listen, I wouldn't even address this paperwork
Going
shit
on right. If
unless
it ain't
it
about the
got
topic
so
Hold on,
going
big
hold
that,
my
on,
that
man,
you.
I
I
people
don't
can't
need
answer
hear.
to
the question.
hold on,
people need to
mic'd
hear
up.
my
Don't
opinion
interrupt
of it.
them.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, don't
That's it, and
interrupt
that's
that,
all.
man.
I don't want to
Don't
address none of
interrupt them
that.
what they got going on, man. If it ain't about the topic, what's going on, the discussion at the very, moment, don't
Hey,
answer
Big
nothing else,
U,
man.
can you
Hey,
address
hold
the
on, Big
grid, the
Chuck,
grid
mic'd up.
program?
Start shooting niggas.
Yeah, what the fuck wrong with y'all, bro? Now let's get some order in here. So real quick, for the dude that asked that question, we will have loose cannon girl supposed to be his wife, and baby mama supposed to be
That's
in here.
now we talking. That's now we cooking. Now we cooking.
Listen,
All right,
let me
we got
finish.
the content.
So she's gonna
I got the
address that,
content.
right?
Y'all only got me for a couple more minutes, dudes. Let's get to it.
Right.
What we need to do.
So look, so that'll be addressed later on. She was with Loose Cannon the day that Nipsey Hussle died. So she's gonna confirm that motherfucking lie and expose that. So we not on that. As far as the Eddie boy, we I'm the one that first dropped the audio with Eddie boy. And where we come from, bro, if it's the police word against somebody else word, especially when the statement was ruled inadmissible for trial purposes, and it can't be corroborated, your homie word or against the police, 10 times out of 10, how our politics go, your homie get the benefit of the doubt. So when we play that Eddie Boy audio under the politics, you can't
First of all, the
question.
facts don't even match up, bro. The
Right,
facts don't even match up. So what word would it need to be? I ain't never worked for no nigga, and I wouldn't have never said I went to work for. I didn't even know this nigga real name. Nigga, we was what 20, 22, and we was full gang banging. Nigga, that nigga didn't write me no letters. I ain't know. I don't know. I don't know half the nigga's real name. And then secondly, nigga, we didn't get caught with no dust, and we didn't even feel like we had no case. And if you know my history, what I have been incarcerated for prior to this, come on, dog.
right.
Me going
Okay.
bad for something that simple, wake yourself up.
Hey, Yael,
What's
It
the
don't even make
deal?
no
we
sense.
gon' we gonna get. We only got Big U for a couple minutes, so I want
Got
you
you.
to get into that other question about the Long Beach situation, bro.
Yeah,
It-
Big
it-
U. This y'all, bro.
What up,
Um,
y'all?
what's up with you, big dog? So there's a dude out of Long Beach by the name of Sneaks. I believe he's from Long Beach. Insane. This nigga claiming he know you. He got a lot to say. He's elaborating. Do you even know this individual?
Man, let me explain something to you. I have no clue who this sneak is. And I heard little bro played a little bit of it to me. And I think he said he was locked up with me and Scooter. Scooter was my cellie when we was in
Right.
Calipat. That was my first prison. We was in Calipat, and it was no dude from Long Beach claiming insane that was on the main line with us named Sneak. Now, only person I can gather that could have been close to being and that may have been doing named Sneak, he was a homosexual. He was in a cell. I'm not even gonna put all that out there, but he wasn't good, and he wasn't talking to me. And secondly, ain't no nigga, excuse my language, bruh, ever pressed me for no paperwork in my life. It ain't not one person in prison nowhere that's gonna say any man in California State Prison pressed me to give them some paperwork on nothing, nobody. Because one thing is for certain, back then the rule was established: 6 O's only did something to 6 O's. So he wasn't gonna do nothing to Eddie Boy anyway. That wasn't his place.
So
So all of this shit he talking about, he's a lie. And I only remember him and secondly, how old would he have been? And then he mentioned Jay Stone. He was on the yard, me, him, and Jay Stone. I was only on the yard with Jay Stone maybe 2 weeks. I think it was B yard. I'm not sure. Don't want to call him which yard it was. And then right before they shut down, and I got transferred out of Calipatria C yard, I think it was. When I left there, when they moved everybody to C yard, Jay Stone, Ryder, a couple of homies, they moved it. We was only there for about a month and a half.
right.
And
So
we ain't
basically,
gonna keep bringing all these other people names into it. And I hear the shit about Rose. I don't have no problem with Rose. Rose ain't gonna have no problem with me. Period. I don't know what's going on with all of these dudes, but I'm gonna problem with Rose. I don't know nothing bad about Rose. I can't say nothing bad about Rose.
Right. Any other questions, Yael?
other than that, you know what I'm saying? So
My
being that
homeboy just hit me up about that dude too, right?
yeah.
And he's saying the same thing. Wasn't no nigga on no yard with us pushing no line like that. And if he was saying if he was saying he was Mook mean, if he was saying he was Mook mean, then he would have been with that. He wouldn't have been with the only person that was in both places was me.
Right.
Saying now I'm gonna land on that because evidently this dude is irrelevant. So
Yeah, he totally irrelevant. I really wouldn't even want to give. I don't even give certain these dudes energy no name. I just want to stay on Big U. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna bounce off. But I want to say this though. Listen, I'm gonna kill. Look, do you still need me anymore?
Nah, we if we only addressing the situations where motherfuckers specifically talked about you, and obviously you debunked that. I'm gonna play the Eddie Boy audio, which he says the exact same thing I said about the politics and how that go, and then you showed that the facts wasn't even what he was saying, right? And
And
you were there, right?
and
Uh,
here go another thing. I had two crimies, right? I mean, I
right.
had four crimies. It was four of us. We still, he did more time than me because he had more funk in prison. One and two, he had a 12-year joint suspended already. He already had a 12-year joint, which was already ate up. That's why he had more time than I did. That's why he did more time than me.
Oh, I see the little bitch down there in
That bald head nigga down there on R&B shit.
yeah, the little
Well,
bitch
I'm
nigga.
gonna stay in here long enough to hear the conversation about him. Let's get to that. I want to hear
let's
tidbits.
get it then. Let's
Okay,
get
let's
to
get it. But real quick, hey, I know you want to say hi to your daddy. You so obsessed. You making up all these lies, but I want the people to know how we got here. You know, first you got to really weigh a person's character, question their intentions, especially when you can so easily debunk the lies that they tell. When they
Exactly.
can't find no smut on you, they gonna lie on you. So let's get into this first. I'm finna play this leaked audio from Eddie Boy, and then we gonna get into the character who got debunked.
Yo, it's double
Shout out
cross.
Death of the Cloud Chasers. This was from the one that when I said that we leaked the audio, we go right into it right now.
I'm
Boom.
like, I wasn't going for that because I'm like, I know
Mic
what's
up,
going on
everybody.
now. So it's like, and I don't put, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be associated or be down with nobody that, you know what I'm saying, is on another side that I'm not on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if the niggas is telling you one thing or they promising you something or doing something, ain't nobody, don't do it that way. You feel me? Listen to me, bro. I don't even know these dudes, brother. I don't know none of them dudes, bro. Okay. I've been home for 15 years. I ain't seen that shit. Okay. I don't know what 100. I don't know this nigga 600. I don't know nobody. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, and they can't put me in no trick bag, brother, because the dude, like I said, they even got the pedigree, bro. Right? I got all I. But how did they get it from you? No, they couldn't have got it from me, but it's public record, bro. If you Google the people versus Wagner, it's gonna come up, bro. Okay. If you do that, the people versus Wagner, it comes up. Period. The picker versus Eddie Wagner, it comes up, bro. And then all that stuff comes, it comes like that. That's the only thing they can get. That's the only thing he got, bro. Ain't nobody calls me nothing. I don't know nothing about no motherfucking podcast shit or none of that stuff, bro. You know, I'm illiterate to that. It's stuff for the cloud chaser team. You know, a nigga gotta nip that shit in the ass right now because a nigga really they think they got something to stand on, and you know what I'm saying. And a nigga not gonna let nobody stand on no lies. You feel what I'm saying? Like we gon' stand on truth all day long. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me, Auntie. All right. How can they stand on something if one time saying something about somebody? That just be go against the wall anyway. It's supposed to be, but
You are now watching Say Tay TV. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Eddie Boy said, how can they say something that and believe the police over their own homeboy? That's a major question. Is Bomani in here?
Yeah,
Bomani.
I'm in here.
Oh,
The
mine.
deal.
Well, next, I want to get into the character of this disturbed person. Somebody mic up because your phone coming on. I don't want nobody to hear whatever you talking about. And we gonna get into the character of this dude, right? And hold on one second. There it go, right there.
Hey, hey, before we do that, can we talk about developing option first? I want to answer that question somebody asked me about developing option.
You say that one more time.
I wanted to address the question somebody asked me about developing option.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that the grid program?
Yes, the grid program.
Okay, for sure.
All
Yeah.
right. So now, the grid program is designed only to do crime, crime prevention and youth. We don't do nothing else to report no crimes. They don't do nothing else to call. Ain't no phone. That was a program that they tried to do, and it didn't even. None of the people who started doing it did it. And secondly, the contract Whack is showing y'all ain't even the year that we had the contract. The nigga is taking my contract that I put on the internet that's on my webpage and adding it to the years when it was first worded a certain way. When we got it, it wasn't even worded like that. The police don't need nothing from us. We don't offer nothing to the police. We don't give them no assistance in committing crime. They tell us when somebody get killed, people report there for crowd control, making sure don't nobody think it's other people that did it, making sure nobody don't go out and assassinate nobody, and then the only thing they do is offer the victims of crime.
Right.
They don't
What?
need nothing from nobody else. And secondly, we got to be the biggest, most exploited side of the country, and ain't not one person ever been incarcerated, ain't not one person ever been in
nah,
jail, and ain't not one person ever
nah.
said nobody from developing option did nothing but came and helped them. When my little homeboys go to jail, they call us, and we the ones that write the letters and say, yeah, ooh, he's a good dude. We the ones that show up in court and say, nah, he ain't the one that doing this, he ain't doing that. So tell me one time when you accuse somebody of being a rat, this was supposed to go with it. You're supposed to do the business.
Right.
The
Well,
rules
let,
of the
let
game is when you call somebody a rat, you're supposed to follow up with that.
hey, that's 100% correct, Big U. And this is what I want to get to because the first time, because I heard a false narrative that some little small guy thinks that he has so much in his fucked up mind. I don't know if it's these dudes on the internet that got him feeling that he's relevant in other people's life. But I'm also gonna put up when you first told me we was gonna interview because I broke down the old grid program paperwork and I wanted questions. You say you didn't have to answer nobody, but you would give me an interview And I think that was about May. I got the receipts though with the text when you
Right.
told him to tell the homie for Brim. You remember that, Draws?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this been in the making, and that was one of the things that I said we needed answers about. Because not only is he a reputable dude up out of his neighborhood, he's also a pillar in our community, a leader amongst our children. One of the first teachers when you get to the football and his influence at Crenshaw High School. Hey, Pop LQ, real quick before draws go, you hear me?
I'm right here. I'm posted.
Okay, so then I finally get a call from Draws, and what's the first thing that I asked Draws about?
You asked them about the grid,
Okay, and then what was the second thing that I asked him about?
the Eddie Boy paperwork, if I recall correctly.
Nah, it wasn't the Eddie Boy paperwork. I was talking about Booger Brent,
Oh,
right?
about him and your brother having a confrontation. Exactly. And then making Salat together and then working out their difference and ended up making Salat together.
And
Yes, you did.
right, and then the third thing I questioned, what was up with Mark Stevens? Do you remember what he told me?
Yes, I did.
Could you say that?
About Mark Stevens.
Yeah.
He said that Mark Stevens gave him something, and that was the whole reason about him falling back from the little guy.
Okay. And to be exactly correct, if I remember the words correct, he said, and I'm gonna do this how it's supposed to be done. I'm finna get phone with you and y'all can as far as iron it out, ain't nobody afraid of nobody. The real issue is that within our community, we have a problem with this dude, a Bomani.
Yeah, I'm right here.
This dude is dealing with some real mental health issues. He's insecure. He questioned his own manhood, and has recently come up to us why he was doing that. Bomani, aren't you related with to Cass
To,
Jones?
yeah.
Hey,
Right.
listen. Look, I'm gonna put y'all on mute, and I might bounce off. But are we finished with me?
Yeah, yeah. We really finished
Hey,
with you, man.
Big U,
We finna
let
get
me ask
into
you
Yeah.
a question, bro.
Go ahead.
So Wack just posted something like with Deuce and his team basically saying like they didn't respect the development options as far as the grid program. Like I don't know if you seen it. Like, can you speak on that? Because I know that's gonna be everybody question
They
after
didn't
this interview.
respect it. What do you mean?
Yeah, like far as like not if they respect it, but like if you seen the audio that went up.
Audio of what? What you say?
Yeah, Big U, A Deuce.
yeah.
I don't know if you seen it, bro, but Wack put up an audio of you and UOD talking about some things in regards to the grid program.
Oh,
I know that.
listen. I mean, I can address that. Me and Deuce talked about that. I expect that anybody who don't understand something and the first information that they get is faulty to not understand it until they get clarity. So that's what Deuce trying to tell you. When he first got at me, he was asking me for clarity on understanding of what the program was. Not only did Deuce get information from me, he know one of the people that runs the program.
The homie T Top.
So he didn't just, it ain't about just getting information just from one side. And that's all people been hearing. That's the only reason why I'm here right now is because people have never heard my voice address certain issues. Or I wouldn't even be addressing this shit. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? First of all, bruh, I'm the CEO. I don't go to no meetings and I don't have no phone. I have 41 people who work for me in all different capacities. You know what I mean? Some people work for my company under the railroad trains, it's railroad business. Some work under development options. Some work for the kids department. I have 41 people that work for me. That's not including sports. Sports is something that's a totally different thing. I don't provide jobs just for 5 people. I provide jobs for 41 people, blacks and Hispanics. It ain't not one person that they gonna say that's in my organization that tells on nobody. The same people that what they were trying to say is the same people that got it's 41, it's 31 organizations that do what we do. 31. It's 55 that get paid out the same grid money that we get. We're not contracted, nor do we get paid by LAPD. The money that we get comes
Like,
from
what's up
a
with the like
grant,
the
a grant that was
BlackBerry?
written. Excuse
The
me.
BlackBerry. Can you speak on like the BlackBerry? Because I know that be like something
I
that's
just spoke
always
on it. I just spoke on it. I don't have a phone. I ain't never had a phone, and it ain't nobody in my organization carries a phone, a issue phone from the city. Period. The only thing the city is gonna do is send a mass email out to everybody, and it don't even come from the police. It comes from the city. So that's where his information is faulty from.
now. I don't know if you can answer
Can,
this
can,
though, Big U, but like I know like they've been saying that you gonna lose your contract when it comes to
Well,
that.
how would I? I mean, there go another one. If I'm gonna lose my contract, if I'm a police, how I'm gonna lose a contract? You contradicting yourself. These niggas say anything, man. One day they say I'm the police, one day they say I'm not. One day I say this one. My nigga, like where are we going with these dudes? And why do people keep listening to them? I'm only on here right now because I want people to stop sending me stuff that these niggas say and do.
can you speak on
Hey, Big
can
U.
you speak on the Nipsey the estate stuff that he was talking about? Whack trying to spread.
Bro, have I filed anything?
That's
Asked and answered.
No,
got you.
Asked and answered, my nigga. First they said I was the owner of the Crips LLC. Then they said, come on, man, I'm a Martian too, man.
hey, you
Don't you
know
know
what?
that
I
I'm a
forgot
Martian? I'm not
about
even
that
from
though,
America.
Big U.
hey,
I heard you
I
was a
hey,
forgot
Christian.
about that.
I'm an
What's your
alien,
status?
man. I'm everything, bro. Don't you know next week they gonna say I'm a whole lot of stuff?
Right.
Hey,
Hey,
Big
one
U.
mic, one mic. Let's get back control of it. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got one question. It's
Go ahead,
Polo.
Polo.
Salute, Big U,
What's
OG.
up, man?
How do you feel about this individual just going around just slandering your name? Then he bringing this other cat that's putting you all in the mix of Nipsey death and all this,
Bro,
man.
hey,
Like,
only thing I can say is this, man, is I'm glad y'all get it. And the only problem is just not enough people who get it. My thing is the Tasha K's, the Adam 22s, and these other people who pushing negativity. It's very easy for them to go see. There's video out. There's movies. I mean, there's video out. There's a movie on Tubi. There's documented evidence. The man has been found guilty. It was over 250 investigators on Nipsey case. Every name. Look, I'm gonna take you back. Nipsey got a letter from the president of the United States of America. Do you not think anybody who has something to do with that case wouldn't have been in jail? Do you not think that they didn't go through every Negro phone, mine, yours, and whoever else that may have had something to do with that man demise? He got a letter from the president. How many people you know family got a letter from the president when they died?
Right.
And not only did somebody bring to my attention, this man lied so much, it's a video up which said something that shows the last 25 minutes of Nipsey Hussle's life standing in the parking lot.
Damn.
wow.
Go
Hey,
look at the thing. Somebody said ever since this stuff been happening, people sending me all kind of stuff. It's a video where it shows the last 25 minutes of Nipsey Hussle's life. And secondly, man, me and Nip was a la cool, man. We was the tightest at that time. We didn't have no issues. He flew me to New York to do Rap Niggas video. I'm in the Rap Niggas video. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
whole
he run
bunch
around
of
with
niggas.
lies about y'all
Yeah,
got an
whole
off
bunch
and
of
on
niggas that ain't
relationship.
from our
We ain't got
community.
no offer. Hey, listen, first of all, Nip was my little homeboy. He was like my son, my nephew, bro. Nip came back to me when he signed with Atlantic because he was like, Unc, let's finish this. Let's finish where we started. He came to me. I wasn't in music. I ain't been in music in
Trust,
years. He came to me.
trust me, bro. I
I didn't
believe
go to
you. I
Nip and
don't
say,
believe
Nip,
shit.
put me back on. He said, no, let's go do this. I wasn't in music. Most I do with music is help promote people, promote their Instagram, do all that. And then secondly, if you don't believe me, go look at my Instagram. When Nipsey died and leading up to Nipsey death, I'm the only nigga promoting that album.
Huh.
Go look
Well,
at my Instagram. How was somebody beefing and I'm promoting this album? Go look at it. And this is what ridiculous to me because so many people can fall for this falsehood. Anybody can just go tell a lie.
Hey,
Facts.
Big U.
Oh, and let me address this.
Wait, go ahead because I gotta get into this other thing, bro. Go
Get
ahead.
into the other thing, man. I'm gonna mute up. I'm through. Look, I just want to. If there's any more questions, I just need to get it before I
Uh,
get off.
what? Well, that's it for right now because I want to get this out because Bomani, we already had started. So Bomani, so you say you whack 100's first cousin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and growing up, his you knew his father also, right?
Yes, probably my that's my people. They my family.
That was the cable guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Right.
cable guy.
So
Yeah. He.
the cable guy, he'll fix a motherfucking shit for a little lookout, right?
Yeah, you gotta give him a little look out. He gonna fix your cable, turn it on for you.
Okay, so
Hmm.
at some point, when you were younger, you remember that his dad and your peoples were talking about sending your uncle somewhere, right? Could you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, he was talking about the sending our uncle back to Alabama because they was like, I guess he was touching on him type shit. You feel me?
Oh no.
Oh,
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
that explains it.
And it's
That
like, man,
That
explains
like,
it.
your
wait,
yeah.
wait,
uncle.
wait. When you say touching on him, you mean like beating him up, physically abusing him?
Nah, nah, like sexually touching.
That's why he
Oh,
like three
so
fingers.
You feel
so
me?
that's why he liked the three fingers. But look, that's not his fault. If he was, how old was he at that time?
She like 7.
And your uncle was how old?
I want to
Eh,
expound on that real quick,
Go
Deuce,
ahead.
Yeah,
because I just caught what he said and it
yeah.
triggered it. And he said kept it in the family, and that's probably why Wack first off likes to be called Unc. Secondly, he likes fucking with his own fucking family. It's starting to register even more why this man has these kind of stance.
Sexual deviant.
Yeah, go ahead,
But
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 I'll
that's
land on that.
because that trauma hasn't been taken care of. Did he ever get any help psychologically to help him?
Nah, not to my knowledge. They were supposed to, but
No, not to my knowledge.
not to my knowledge, no.
So you got this kid who was taken advantage of by this piece of shit that never gets mental health, right? He's questioning his manhood when it wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? That's not your fault. You was an
Yeah,
innocent kid.
all you
So
need is to talk to somebody, get a little mental health. You be, you know.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that
you
Uh,
should,
lets me
you should
know
say.
why he feels the need to be so aggressive over the phone with any strong men or leadership in the world.
But
This
dude,
is why he needs to be called Unc to by people who never met him, grown ass men, some older than him.
Damn.
this is the same nigga that was having sex, admitted to having sex with his auntie, his mama's sister. Said his mama
No,
was
bro,
dropping
that
him
was
off
the
early.
lie. Listen, it
Oh,
it
Listen.
it, it wasn't his auntie, bro. He didn't want to
uh,
come out with the truth so he could finally heal. So he told what was Mama Lisa. She had a room open on Clubhouse, Surviving Whack 100. He told Mama Lisa when he had that old lady busting her pussy open on FaceTime that he liked older women because he was molested and fucking his auntie. But it really wasn't his
mm,
auntie, bro. That's
it
what I'm
was
right.
trying to get you to understand. It was his
It was
uncle.
Hey, did they
Unc
ever
was playing
did
in his
anybody
back
ever ask
door.
him? Did anybody
So
ever ask about the Brick Baby and Big U, that so-called
now,
fat kid
now
they
the
caught?
questions with him is done. He just mic'd up, bro. He said he didn't want to speak up on nobody else.
Look,
You
hey,
understand?
Deuce, though, hey, Deuce, I got one more question though for Big U. When it comes to did he have keys to did Wack have keys to his crib and he had keys to Wack crib because that was a big thing, bro, on social media.
Well, if he did have keys, then why the fuck he ain't went over there and got a fade if he
I'll,
felt a
I'll answer
certain kind
that.
of way?
I'll answer that. Fuck
Hey,
no.
Big U, right there.
man.
I told you, you didn't hear him say he was miking up.
Hold on, Deuce. Hold on. I listen. We understand. Listen, Wack. We understand you in the chats. You want to holler at your uncle so bad, bro. You gotta look. The unk
He
and the unk.
obsessed, bro,
Listen,
with another man,
the
just like
unk,
his uncle.
the unk and the unk. Vericate like the assimilation. We get it, bro. You assimilating unk with unk, but that's not unk. He's a Muslim. He's a brother of
He's
standard.
not into homosexuality,
He
bro.
don't like three
He's talking
fingers,
on
bro.
R&B shit right now in the chat.
And
He's
that's
not in
Yeah, he
the
don't
he's
do
not in the
that.
secret tickle time, bro.
yeah. We not. Come on, bro.
Or three fingers, bro.
But
He
Somebody
pray
y'all
put it
land,
in the
5
bro.
chat.
times a day, and he's not into that. So
Not into the three finger
he
motion,
needs to
man.
listen, bro. He needs to first go get some healing from the trauma that he's still dealing with because it creates all of these situations. Think
Hurt
about
people,
this
hurt
man's
people.
character. We
Hurt
just
people,
sat
hurt
here
people.
Yeah,
and got a man who is very reputable within our community, positively with our children. Somebody who could be likened to somebody such as a Fred Hampton, a community activist, right? Somebody who was a Panther, and he attacked him with a disinformation campaign, bro.
Pull up
The
R&B.
only people that did that to our black leaders and strong black men in the history of America was counterintelligence program, bro. COINTELPRO.
going tell pro.
Right. The white man.
So no, that nigga, this ain't about you. This cash. I understand you short. You got a Napoleon complex. You want to prove yourself to this man. We not your uncle. You don't have to. We're not trying to victimize you.
Yo, what happened with her uncle? What'd you say?
His
Nah, he
uncle.
I
Go
had went
ahead, Bomani.
offline.
Explain that again. Big U
Yeah,
came
yeah,
back.
yeah,
I'm
let
saying when
Bobo
we,
Money explain.
yeah, when we was kids, when he was about 5, 7, a few years older than me. So we was kids, like shit, nigga found out that Unc used to be touching on it. You feel me?
Touching on who?
On Cash Jones, Black 100. So I don't know if he
Whoa.
ended up. So G Pops and them was talking about he need to get some type of see somebody as you get a little older. But shit, I don't know
Hey,
if
Boo
that
Mummy
happened or
still
Yeah,
not.
there?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go ahead and bounce on that one,
yeah.
man. Hey,
Huh?
Deuce,
Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna go ahead and bounce on that one. You know what I mean?
Hey, Big U,
Just
hey,
don't
Big
get
U,
caught with your
did
Hey
pants
Wack
man,
down,
got,
Hey,
hey,
man.
Big U,
hey,
hey,
did,
go ahead.
I'm out of
Hey,
Don't get
draws.
caught with your
Real quick,
yeah,
pants
real
down.
quick, draws before you shake, right? Real quick
yeah,
before you shake,
yeah.
let them know about the upcoming podcast so they can be looking for that and what we got going on positivity. Because obviously, this negative bullshit ain't even beneficial to our community. Let them know
Right,
about.
right. We got, like I said, I think I said it earlier. We in the process of finishing the deal with World Star and this TV production company. Yeah. So we got Laquan, Deuce Sims, and Yael. We got podcasts and shows that's coming out with them. We just really gonna start with the podcasts and build those up. But all positive information, man. We ain't trying to, you know. I
Yeah,
got
if we
kids.
was
I
on
got
that, we
kids
could
that
go
I
back to
love.
the hood.
Exactly. I ain't. We ain't for to concentrate on the negativity. And
That
I just want to say this for me, man. Listen, I got on here only to address the issues that I feel would affect my homeboys around the world who love me, and to address anything so they'll feel comfortable. I'm not on here for no cloud chasing. I'm only on it one reason for my homeboys in every country in every state, so they can hear from me. You know, and I appreciate Deuce, and I appreciate your thoroughness and researching and finding out. Cause I'm gonna say this: don't ride with me right or wrong. Ride with me only right. Cause I'm gonna say, if any of my homeboys go bad, I'm gonna treat you like you bad. And I backed up off of some people because I heard what I heard, and
Mm-hmm.
I say that from my heart. I don't want nobody ride for me right or wrong. Ride for me only right. Because if I'm the biggest standard that there's gonna be, I don't have no problem with that. That's the reason why I ain't never said nothing. I don't come out and say nothing. Because I feel like you should be able to, as a man, look at the man's character and see where he is too.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't look at that and see what I stand on, then you ain't the person that need to be looking at me, period.
right. Well, listen, I know you
Word.
got that flight too, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Shot, can we get a
Yeah,
drop
shout
before you
out.
go for Damu Keyway conversations real quick?
Damu Keyway conversation. The only place you gonna get it is the only place you gonna get Big U.
Hey, nigga, put that on 6 so you ain't send me Nipsey work, and it ain't in my phone right now. Put that on 6 so you ain't got the
Bass,
BlackBerry,
we
nigga.
don't want to talk to you.
Nah,
Get
hold
your
on, bro.
bitch
Let me
ass
land.
down. This ain't about you, little boy.
And check this out, little
You just
man.
had to sneak on
Talk to
here.
your
You just
talk to
had to
your
sneak
uncle.
on here.
Talk to your uncle about him touching you. Talk to your uncle about him
Why
touching you. That's what you need to do.
just don't get caught with your pants down.
Yeah, that's what you do,
Yeah,
champion.
bald headed
Hey,
faggot ass nigga.
hey, we gonna break
Hey,
draws for
that
Luke,
hey,
man.
that bitch ass nigga was persistent to
We
get on the
finna break
stage.
down this
Hey, listen,
paperwork
wait,
on this
hold on.
shit.
Let's go to this. Out of everything he could have said to me, the only thing he could say to me was about the paperwork of Nipsey.
I
Wouldn't
thought he
you want to
said he
say?
was coming over here. Hey,
Yeah, wait a
draws,
minute,
I
wait a
swear to
minute.
God.
What? Hey, what? I guess. Wait, hold on. Let's go back and listen. Let's get to this facts. If you got your one shot to say something to somebody, you're gonna make it your best shot, right?
Right,
Facts.
Wouldn't that be if you gonna hit somebody in the mouth, you gonna hit it with your best punch, right?
right.
That's a fact.
That was his best punch
That
because
weak ass
everything else is a
punch.
lie. Nigga, I ain't never told on nobody in my life, and neither is developing option a rat organization. Nigga, there ain't no nigga in jail cousin me nor my organization. Boy, y'all fucking way.
You in the
If it was,
matrix, Big U.
Whack 100
huh?
exposed.
I said you was in the matrix. Go ahead. Oh yeah, his shit fucking
For
up.
CEO champ.
Right.
That nigga said that was your best shot.
Nah, but listen, criticality, listen, bro. This is the sickest shit. I just listened to this man not even 2 hours ago. He's so obsessed. Say hi, it's a win that Big U's coming on the motherfucking ad. He's forcing them to do that. No, nigga, we been had this. This man busy. He got business to do. We not going over there. We're not going to support them. He couldn't even resist. This man is
No,
sick, bro.
no, you gotta look at it for really what it is, bro. A nigga sat there and persistently tried to get on this stage.
Right.
And he supposedly got 600 people in another room. So
That nigga,
it is
he was
what
in
it
the
is,
chat
bro.
typing like a
Hey,
motherfucker.
But let,
nah, critter. I think it's deeper than that, right? This is the same man that just took loose lip booty cannon on no jumper and had him incriminate big draws
This
for
man.
for in a implicating him in the murder of Nipsey Hussle, cat,
Facts.
implicate him in
Straight
extortion
police
of
shit.
Meek Mills, extortion of Rick Ross and Marley Marr, cat, and did it and it implicate him in supplying guns to the Rolling 60 Crip.
That's
That
some
nigga ain't
police
in here.
shit.
Listen,
Well, then
hold
tell
on,
Loose
bro.
Cannon,
Mic
tell
up.
Loose Cannon to tell the truth on how I
Hey,
socked him
hey,
out.
hey, real quick. Everybody mic up because everybody need to hear this part, bro. That man is up in here because he wants to provoke him to incriminate himself, bro. This nigga working. And if y'all don't believe that, let me get into this motherfucking content, man. Fuck loose cannon. He just a pawn that got used that he gonna throw by the wayside like the rest of them 100 EBT niggas. What? Hear him admit that he didn't even have Del Dog's phone number, and Mark Stevens was set up the call. That's exactly what the main Mark Stevens says. Del. That's exactly what the paperwork says, guys. Whack 100 is on here telling on himself. Why doesn't Whack just call Mark Stevens and ask him what's the paperwork say? Why would he record Stutterbox instead? I guess we all know the answer to that question. But they said he wouldn't talk. Yeah, and y'all said he was cool. He didn't want to talk to you in the paperwork. But listen, you gotta remember, Mark tried to going off of what. That's what Deuce Sims is going off of, the paperwork. He said he wasn't trying to fuck with you. So first you lie and say you did talk to Del Dog, but then it comes out and you admit that you didn't talk to him because Mark Steven tried to make a three-way, but he wasn't fucking with your rat ass. Listen. Listen, how was that? Well, hold on. Of course he knew. Everybody knew I was riding with Ops. This is my question. If Mark trying to put me on a three-way with Del Dog, right? The whole time, Mark dealing with Del Dog, right? And I told you that. Yeah. I told you that. Right? Yeah. So I told you that, right? They ain't knowing the whole time. I'm feeding information back to you.
Doesn't that sound like the counterintelligence program right there? COINTELPRO. Wack just said he was going back to Studdabox telling him everything Mark Stevens and Del Dog were saying. But we also know that Wack was going back to them saying Studdabox had went bad. I hope you guys can see that. You know I did. And I told you, they want to get this next and this shit is Wack. This shit is not about me and Dog. They trying to get filthy. You told Suge. I told him. You told him. I know you told him. I told him, I say, homie, I don't know what you got going on, but Fox telling me it's an investigation going on. You gotta really know because it wasn't about Dog, it was about Suge. When if it was about Dog, if it was about Dog, he could just do it right because they had him on the phone. Yeah. If it's about Dog, he could be doing right. Thinking about it, Mark is the one that tried to call Dog on the three-way. I never had Dog phone number. Thinking about it, Mark is the one that tried to call Dog on the three-way. I never had Dog phone number. Thinking about it, Mark is the one that tried to call Dog on the three-way. I never had Dog phone number. And then, but guess what though? But Fox, let's do the math. They said Mark tried to call Del Dog on the three-way. Del Dog wouldn't answer, so how I give me your address then? Mark was cheerleading. No, Mark had your address. Mark had your address. Wack just attempted to make Studdabox think Mark Stevens is the one who told Del Dog where he lived at. Wack must have forgot that he already placed the blame on somebody else. So that's just to show you a little bit about this lying, backstabbing piece of shit who ain't a man. He questioned his own manhood, right? It lets you know he has no moral compass. He's an elitist. He's not for our community. But this is one dude that's on the case. And Wack say, well, how you gonna believe the rat? Well, in the court of law, two statements corroborating one fact is good enough to get you indicted. So we finna go ahead and go back to the other person. He didn't say Mark Stevens was a rat. In fact, he said that Mark Stevens is a sports agent, Shaquille O'Neal business partner, Ron Artest's agent, and a civilian. So you can run that, but then you said that Mark knows. Well, since Mark knows, I want to hear what the fuck Mark said happened and who called him on this wiretap. Let's go. Yo, it's Duff for the Cloud Chaser TV, man. In part one of share the motherfucking room. We got the exclusive content. The Main Street Mafia crip and Wack 100's introduction into the case. That Wack 100 or CS2 Back's house got raided for getting caught on a wiretap on a conspiracy to commit murder, which he never went to prison for, according to the paperwork. On the video, when you said something about conspiracy to murder, what actually did you hear on audio of Wack 100 that the feds had? His house got raided because he was on the wiretap. He allegedly gave Dog my address, homie. If I get killed, whoever gave him my address gonna get conspiracy to murder. But if I don't get killed, they just get conspiracy to attempted murder because they shot up my Rolls Royce, put 17 holes in my Rolls Royce. That's what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro? Like, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dog, remember? I tried to call Dog. Take your call. I sent it to you, because they said when Dog called you, his phone was hit. That's how they got on your line. No. That's what they say, what? No. As you can see by now in this first part, Studdabox clearly implicates Wack 100 into this case, not only in an interview with Deuce M's and Stats 280, but also right to Wack's phone call. In part 2, we saw Deuce M's break down the paper. CS2, for those who don't understand law, is called the same exact time as a murder, a life sentence. And if that's what you on wiretap for, and if that's what they came for you for, then how you out of jail? In part 3, Deuce M's and Stats 280 speak exclusively with the last key remaining character in this case, and the person Wack 100 directly calls on the wiretap, according to the paperwork, Money Mark Stevens. In this bombshell interview, Shaq's business manager, Mark Stevens, exposes Wack 100, a.k.a. Cash Jones, the former Death Row affiliate, and Pacoima Piru Blood as a confidential informant for the FBI.
Hey, what's going on? I'm here. Got Mark Stevens on, and okay. Hey, Mark, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me? Yes, sir. You can hear me. Salute Mark Stevens. This is that's the way to salute everybody. Salute. Yes, sir. So you was cool with him from the beginning, even negotiated on some business as he. Yeah, I met him. I met him with Stutterbox. I met him with the homie Stutterbox. That's how I first came to meet Wack, was through the homie Stutterbox, right? When I met him, dude was driving trucks, seemed to be cool. Box was like, yo, this was his neighbor across the street. He seemed to be cool. When Stutterbox when he defected, Wack picked up the phone and was basically being the interim, the middleman, because he was telling me Stutterbox was defected, and I was like, okay, but my whole thing is, if he defected, why are you fucking with him? Right. So he says that Stutterbox defected, and then you get some phone calls asking to speak to someone else, right? Yeah, he called me. He called me, man. It was a series of calls, 4 or 5 calls. He wanted to reach out to the homie, rest in peace, Dale Dog, and I don't give out nobody now. So I called the homie Dale Dog. I'm like, yo, homie, you want to holler at this dude or what? Because he keep calling me, and he was like, nah, I'm good on that. I don't want to holler at dude. So at some point, you get a phone call from Wack 100, Cass Jones, and when he contact you, what did he contact you concerning? He wanted to reach out to Dale Dog, rest in peace. And he wanted to give Dale Dog some information that he had gotten from Stutterbox, right? It's like he was getting information from Stutterbox on what his plan was and what the get down was going to be. And he wanted to talk to the homie and talk to him. And Dog wasn't getting on the line with him. And he kept blowing me up because he wanted me to get him on the line. Smart man. Rest in peace to Dale Dog, man. So he's talking about the phones is being compromised. Is that one of the things that he told you? Well, the homie Dale Dog never trusted dude. Follow me? Right. So Dog didn't know was the lines compromised or was they wired up for sound or not. He just wasn't gonna chance it. You follow me? Right. But it was later on after a life sentence. So he had to take it all the way. And with all the lawyers that was involved, they was able to get the discovery, and that's when we found out that the lines was compromised. And as soon when you get the discovery, was part of that the actual wiretap, the whole transcript. I got the whole transcript, of the whole wiretap. And do you in that paperwork? Do you see your conversation with Cass Jones in the transcript? That was the initiating. When they started recording. Right. And how did they refer to Cass Jones? In the paperwork they put him as Back. BACK. And correct. I kept asking the lawyer, like, who the fuck is? I ain't talked to no Back. And they said, nah, that's Wax. But they put him at Back because he a blood, so it's Back. I said, oh, okay. And was this Back also referred as confidential source number 2? Yes, sir. Correct. Well, man, I'm glad that the truth was bigger than that, homie. Right? I watched dude, man. He said some things about the big homie Shaq, that wasn't true. He said some things like he been trying to destroy the big homie, Big U now. And I'm seeing and watching this, and I called the big homie U. We was talking. I said, yo, when you get into Atlanta, man, come see me. Because I had what I had for years. And when I gave it to the homie, I said, man, you read it. Because it was a big-ass textbook. Shit. And the homie just sided with what was right. He said, I can't fuck with dude no more. And that was the end of that. Until Wack started attacking, and that's when Wack started attacking him with false allegations and all of this online weird shit, right? Correct. I told, because the homie Big U asked me why I didn't fuck with the nigga, and I said, when you pull up, I'm going to show you. I want you to read it. And when he read it, he was like, oh, okay, I see why you don't fuck with the nigga. I can't fuck with the nigga. And that was it. Wait, how long was it from when you first got it that you let you in Atlanta to show him the work? I got the paperwork from the attorney probably in, I want to say 12 or 13, because it was a series of, remember the incident happened in '07, '06, '07, but Box had went to prison. He called a drug case, so he went to prison, and they waited to almost the last month of the statute of limitations to go get the homies from Main Street. Right. So it had been about a 5-year period from the time that had happened to the time that they came and got the big homie. And then once they got, how did you feel about you waiting that long? Well, he chastised me, and I never, one of the things, bro, and it's like a slope, as people say, right? Like on one end, Wack, the nigga, he wasn't doing no harm, right? He was just trying to move around and be the tough guy. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, okay, that's what you want to do, cool. But then it went from that to, I heard what he was saying about the big homie Shaq, and I heard what he said about Big U, and that's when I picked up. I'm modding people up. I said, hey, you, man, I want you to read something, man. And then once you read it, once you know, you know. That's Quran. That's the Holy Quran. Once you know, you're accountable for what you know. And when he read it, he said, okay, I see why you don't fuck with dude. I can't fuck with dude. And that was it. Let me tell you something, man. I probably haven't seen nor talked to Wack in years, you know. And, I wish everybody success and happiness, but not on the basis of lies. Right. And not on the, and really indicative of your character, Mark, because you have a whole campaign publicly of a brother that's heavy in our community positively, helping get these kids graduated from school and into football and all of these other positive things. And he smutting his name through the mud just because he decided not to deal with it. And brother, well put. Look, I call the homie Big U all the time. I call him the naked truth. And he always be like, why you call me the naked truth? I said, because Wack is the well-dressed lie. Bitch, I'm naked right now. It's very powerful about truth and lie when swimming. And, lie jumped out the water and put on truth clothes. So you had a well-dressed lie, but then truth got out the water and it was naked. So you got the naked truth that's trying to run down a well-dressed lie. Feel what I'm saying? Throw a rock and hide his head. Right. That's a familiar tactic that he used. But we needed to get the truth where truth appears, falsehood disappears, man. And I wanted to hear that for myself, man. Man, hey man, I appreciate you, man, and God bless. But like I said, man, it's a lot of things is just a well-dressed lie. That's all I can say. Right. And that's what Cass Jones is. He is the well-dressed lie. Yeah, and Big U is the naked truth. It is what it is. He always stood on the side of truth. He ain't never wavered from that. From the time I gave him that paperwork, I watched him take assault after assault because he just did the right thing. He just said, I can't fuck with you. And I'm so glad that he ain't responded publicly to these negative lies because he's above that shit. Let him stay low and you just stay high. Don't let this man trick you up off the street or the feeling like you got to address every lie he makes up every day. Well, and then you got to understand too, bro, it's, like I told you about throwing a rock and hiding your hand. What's the motive for throwing the rock to begin with. Like, we know the rock is thrown, but what's the motive? Like, only thing I saw the homie Big U do, put out a great documentary on hip hop. I see him, man, putting these kids through college and sending them like I'm trying to understand what's the motive, or it's a motive that we can't comprehend because we don't think on those levels. You feel me? Hey, that's perfectly said. And I'm gonna tell you this: in all of my life, being from the community of South Central Los Angeles, only time I ever heard of a public artificial dissemination of disinformation was through COINTELPRO and J. Edgar Hoover, man. And I'm just gonna drop that jewel and let you go, man. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good day, man. Likewise, brother. All right, Salam alaikum. Whack 100, who built his metaverse career by arguing about snitches and paperwork, has himself been exposed as a confidential informant for the FBI, according to paperwork and first-hand witnesses. When you look at the paperwork and talk with the individuals directly involved in this Main Street Mafia Crip case, it becomes abundantly clear that Whack 100, the former death and Pacoima Piru Blood, was previously negative bullshit that isn't conducive to bettering our communities just for a cent, a percentage of a cent for every click. You don't even get a cent per click. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, man. Whack 100. If you wanted to talk, let's talk about why you got two people on the Main Street case saying that you on wiretap, even told you to your face that you was calling Mark Stevens trying to get in contact with Del Dog. And that was the initial wiretap when the paperwork was transcribed and the lawyers gave it to Mark Stevens. Why is you worried about other men? What's your infatuation with paperwork with a whole bunch of people that don't even care? If it's legitimate, you ain't even got to talk about it. Just like we just did now, the link to the paperwork,
You
the
don't run that
wiretaps is
fade,
up.
Lamonte. Why you don't run that fade, my nigga?
Tell that bitch ass nigga
I
pull
mean,
up.
I mean,
Nigga, I
I
called.
mean, you got Keita
Listen,
Rock in the
listen,
other
you bitch
room
ass
saying that
nigga,
nigga.
I'm finna answer. Hey, listen, you bitch ass nigga, I'm finna answer your question. You can't ask a question on my motherfucking flow and don't let me finish answering. I called that bitch ass nigga
Cocksucker.
5 times. It's on YouTube. When I went to go do my street TV interview, every time I went to voicemail, I confronted him about that next time I seen him on the app. Why your bitch ass blocked me? Oh, I didn't block you. I might have put do not answer. Nigga, I'm on the block. That bitch ass nigga need to pull up. In fact, he shouldn't even be worried about me. Don't kill the messenger, nigga. Go holler at your motherfucking, the dudes that you try to line up on wiretap. Go holler at them niggas in your hood that don't fuck with you. And shout out to the homies from 2Ps, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Be Crazy. Shout out to the homie Big Mess. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the homies that stand on business and morals, because that nigga's very elusive. It's hard to catch a nigga and knock him out when he don't want to be found and he got resources and money and houses across the thing. That nigga told you he don't hang in the parks and garages. He telling you then he don't go to his hood.
Hey,
So
Deuce.
how he gonna be held accountable? How he
Hey,
gonna get knocked out? Whack want to talk? Come on over here and let's talk about why you in the Main Street paperwork and referred to as the Whack boy, referred to as confidential source 2 back, who called Morris Stevens throughout the paperwork, and you got two people telling you that's you. You don't even deny that you called Mark Stevens, trying to holler at Dale Dog. In fact, you try to lie and say you did holler at Dale Dog. But then you admit you never even had Dale Dog phone number. See your web eyes and that big ass mouth. You talk so much. You say you freed 7 Main Street Crips that you sent the police, Greg Caden, to the court to go question Stutterbox on whether or not he was an informant. Well, Mark Stevens is saying, nah, nigga, that's not what happened. You in the paperwork calling trying to line us up.
You feeding Stutterbox information about us. You feeding us information about Stutterbox that he went sour. Read the paperwork. That the phones is tapped. Well, nigga, how you know the phones is tapped, nigga? Unless you done got knocked. How you know Stutterbox went bad unless he went bad on you, nigga? See, there's a thing called hashtag thinkers, right? Common sense ain't really that common. And the people's a believe a lie if they want to believe bunch of ass niggas over there on the hundred side because they want to milk you for resources. You pay real good to all the niggas that matter. You drag them niggas with merchandise and crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Treat them like bitches because you never had an identity. Ever since your manhood was taken by that piece of shit chomo. Go focus on your mental health, bro. Once you do that, maybe there's enough time for you to grow. Or maybe that clay then harden up and you just gonna be a piece of shit for the rest of your life. I'm leaving
It
for
might
open
be too
mic
late.
right. I'm leaving for open mic. Big Bass, you got anything you want to say, big homie?
Nope, I'm working.
Nah,
Nah, them niggas ain't got nothing to
Shout out
say.
my nigga Messy. Two P's. It's SPI. Messy, one love.
All the time, all the time.
hey, I wanna, because I know a lot of people don't understand what Dude said earlier when they said, well, you know, a lot of people was following wax narratives and they looking at this person like he's a face and a voice of a certain region. That's not true. Just because Whack 100 is out of a certain demographic like the 818, that doesn't mean he speak for the whole 818. You understand what I'm saying? He speaks for himself, and he speaks for niggas that reflect what he do. So when niggas got issues with niggas like him, you gotta address the problem, which is him, because it's real niggas everywhere. It's real niggas every fucking where. So let's not get it confused
Preach.
because we got one nigga fucking up the program because he willing to compromise his integrity and his morals.
Exactly.
The nigga
Talk to
wearing
him,
the ID,
y'all.
you feel me, Spy? You feel me? So it's
Yeah.
like
Loud
the
and
nigga,
clear.
the nigga wore a sweater called integrity before money. Nigga, your integrity been thrown out the window and you compromised for money a long time ago, nigga.
Right.
And you got niggas looking bad, not the real niggas. You got niggas who even fuck with you looking bad. Because how can a real nigga even fuck with you, my nigga?
That's
How can
When
you?
you see the
How can you?
snake shit that he do,
Your homie should be
when you see the
pressing you like,
snake
nigga,
shit,
why you fucking with a nigga like CS2? The paperwork coming out.
Listen,
I'm talking to
bro.
you though,
Hey,
I
nigga.
don't get
hey,
no
Nigga,
Mike,
you
fuck
ain't
yo,
even
Mike,
about
I'm
none of
talking to
that,
you,
yo,
nigga.
nigga.
Mike.
You weird
nigga,
ass
you
Twinkie
ain't
praying
even
ass
from
bitch ass
California,
nigga.
nigga.
Listen,
Shut your
bro.
hook ass up,
You's a
nigga.
bitch, nigga.
Hey,
You don't
hey,
He in
talk
here
to no
doing his daddy
bitch.
work. He doing
Nigga
daddy work.
sound like a
hey, he
goddamn
doing
dyke
his
bitch.
daddy
Shut the
work.
fuck up.
He's
Man, I
still
was
on
in
his
Wilmington,
knees.
North
But
with
look,
Yael, nigga.
hey, I remember
Yeah.
seeing ODM Slim do a hood vlog with Yael over there in the Wilmington Arm. What you just say, SPI?
He took me on a tour over there on some politics a couple months ago on the set. A heavy duty politicking. So
I
yeah, I know
met
what
him
it
over
do.
there. I
Thank
met
you.
him in the back of the Wilmington Arms when I catered over there. So yeah.
Man,
Thank
I
That
pulled
part.
up, I pulled up at I pulled up at C2 funeral, rest in peace, C2, and we was in that Wilmington North till about shit till about 1.
thank you.
Oh yeah.
community. They not doing nothing productive or positive in their community that don't know, never been through nothing, don't understand our culture, want to have a voice about what's going on in our culture, bro.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
prime. Hey, T Money, you dick sucking bitch. You the prime example
You the
of
prime
what we
example. That's
talking
why I
about.
said fuck that bitch ass nigga. That nigga gonna sit on here and get into it with Whack. Whack disgrace this bitch ass nigga. Then he back over there fucking with the nigga. You the worst type of nigga there is. You dick sucking bitch.
Prostitute ass nigga. Yeah,
You
he's a
bitch.
prostitute.
Nigga,
Yeah,
and
he'll
look,
sell
and
his.
nigga, you ain't good in California, nigga.
That
Right.
part.
Anybody else?
Man, ask them fucking questions. Bring them.
Yeah.
Salute to the
Hey,
whole gang. I just want to tell y'all that was a great interview. I'm in traffic
Yeah.
though. Y'all
Appreciate
did
it.
great.
On the real. Yeah, that was pretty smooth.
Clubhouse ain't pop like this in a minute.
And it was actually good content. It was actually positive content because
Hey,
it's basically a black
And
man
then
clearing up
the
his
Right.
only
name.
thing,
So it was good. It was good content.
Yep.
That was good
Yep.
content and
Clearing up
positive
some
one
content.
confusion.
one
Clearing up
one
some confusion.
Hmm.
one thing I want to say is like, man, like I ain't gonna lie, like that's my piece.